The 25th anniversary London to Sydney rally has accelerated ashore in West Australia, where Michael Holmes reports.
And counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and away they go. Wish them bon voyage, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Cowan, Johnston Sire, in the Hillman Hunter.
And so the young, the old, the brave, and the completely crazy set off from London for a quick spin to Sydney. The truly amazing thing is that some of these people had done it before, 25 years ago, and yet still wanted to do it all again. Back then, it was almost non-stop, a particularly gruelling run to the finish. In fact, so gruelling, most thought it could never happen again. But it did, in 1977, and now this, the 25th anniversary of the London to Sydney rally. Nick Britton competed last time. This year, he had the sense to merely organise the thing.
It's not a World Championship rally. This is not the East African Safari. It's not the Monte Carlo. It's not the RAC. But it is the definitive great motoring adventure in the last 25 years.
And so they drove through cities, caught ferries, wound their way through the French countryside and into pretty German villages. The European legs were the easy bit, the occasional combination of Porsche and bridge notwithstanding. In Turkey, there was the tragedy of a fatal accident, but it was in India that many competitors wondered if they were going to get out alive.
There's actually stories of trucks coming down the road, the front suspension's falling out of them, tipping over in front of cars, and I'm just running in the ditches. I'm just absolutely frightening. It's the most frightening thing I've ever done in my life.
Last time we spoke with John Williams, John Geraghty and their mates, they were practicing for the big event in their Coco Pops cars. Their home videos give just a glimpse of what most drivers said was the horror of Indian roads.
This is the main highway to Bombay.
Back in '68, the man of the moment was Andrew Cowan and his Hillman Hunter. The winners then are back now, and despite a minor accident yesterday, are still on the road. Although this time round, changes to the rules make the duo unlikely winners. Who's more likely to do this in another 25 years, you or the Hillman?
I think the Hillman. I think the Hillman for sure.
Though many a car and driver are somewhat battered and bruised, most are now roaring through Western Australia en route for Sydney. And although the Australian leg is said to be the toughest of all, there are those who say that after India, the dust, the gravel and the heat will seem like a tea party. Now, when you spoke to us last time, you hadn't had a beer. Now, tell the truth.
I still have not had a beer or any alcohol whatsoever.
What about when you hit Sydney?
And when I get back on the 16th, bring your cameras along to see me having a can.
Or at one can?
Oh, probably as many as I can fit in.
Kilometres and 15 countries later, Britain's Francis Tuttle has clinched victory in the 25th anniversary London to Sydney rally. Tuttle's Porsche crossed the line just 10 minutes ahead of the Ford Falcon GT of Australian driver Ian Vaughan.
In the final competitive stages of the rally, teams experienced the first snow of the Australian winter. From 50-degree temperatures in India to ice, snow and howling winds in the Victorian Alps, competitors in this marathon have seen it all. The snow provided crews with a touch of the unexpected, especially for the Kenyan crew, which had worked its way up to 4th place.
That was a new experience for me. I've never driven in snow or ice before, and I found it the slipperiest stuff I've ever come across in my life.
An early morning start from Canberra had crews looking forward to the finish in Sydney, with just one competitive stage to go.
We'll try and catch Roger Clark. He's only 20-something seconds in front of us, so we'll have a go. We've had to go all the way through, so why stop now?
Oh, the plan's to consolidate our position today. We're sitting here second behind the Porsche, and the Falcon's done awfully well. We just want to make sure we hold that position right through to Sydney.
Somebody told me yesterday to win slowly, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Tuttle and navigator Anthony Stoll kept first place, which they'd held almost since day one, leading the cars into Sydney to a well-deserved victory. The street parade from the Sydney 2000 Sports Complex to the Opera House and on to Darling Harbour saw crowds welcome an old favourite. Ian Vaughan's GT Falcon in second place, the same car and driver combination which took third spot in 1968.
Well, we came here in 77 and we were 35th. Now we're first and it's fantastic. Can you believe it? No, not really. I mean, we knew it was possible and now we're really here. It is unbelievable.
From the Opera House, teams move to Darling Harbour where the cars remain on display while drivers enjoy a well-earned rest. Wayne Cantel, 10 Eyewitness News.
Afternoon, marking the finish of the London to Sydney car rally. Leading the way was Britain's Francis Tuthill, who completed the 40 stages in a combined time of 13 hours 36 minutes. Second home was Australian Ian Vaughan in a Falcon. The 18,500 kilometre journey has taken the field through 21 countries in 30 days. 106 cars left London for a trek described as the toughest car race in the world. Warren Sim, 7 Nightly News.
Competitors in the London to Sydney Marathon clocked their last K today. Englishman Francis Tuthill won the gruelling rally that finished at the Opera House. Driving a Porsche 911, Tuthill came in 14 minutes clear of Melbourne's Ian Vaughan, with Kenyan Mike Kirkland third. But it was a victory for all 86 competitors who lasted the distance, travelling across 12 countries in just 30 days.
Still on sport, and as many people would now know, the gruelling London to Sydney Marathon was finished yesterday and won by the Englishman Francis Tuthill and his navigator Anthony Schoell, driving a Porsche 911. And the gentleman and the car are with us this morning. Good morning to you both. Anthony, you pleased it's over?
Very pleased indeed.
What was the toughest part of an 18,500 kilometre journey?
I think the most difficult area was probably India in terms of surviving personally, but in terms of driving conditions, Australia was by far the toughest.
Why was Australia the toughest, Anthony?
I think we did about a whole year's worth of rallying in about a week in Australia.
In all conditions?
Snow, desert, heat, frost, you name it, we had it in Australia. It was a tough section.
And were there times when you thought you mightn't make the finishing line?
Most days.
Just quickly, you have a book of directions. I guess it's the Rally Bible.
Yes.
I'll call it your Gregory Street Directory. Show me how, I mean, this is it.
Yep. Every junction, in fact, between London and Sydney is marked in this book here. So every few metres you have to make a turn and you just read your way through. You just sit in the car and read your way through. Then on the special sections where the rally's won and lost,
right,
you have very detailed notes that you can shout to the driver so that he doesn't go off the track.
Did he do much shouting?
Yes, he did. Quite a bit.
Did you take any wrong turns?
We did, actually. I hardly like to mention that. We cost ourselves about 3 minutes the day before yesterday, which was a nerve-wracking thing to do, because although we had a decent margin, we certainly didn't want to throw any of it away.
Because you had a couple of Australians in a, what was it, a 68 Falcon GT, breathing down your neck.
Yes.
At any stage, do you think they'd overtake you, beat you to the line?
No.
You're extremely confident?
Yes. No, they put up a wonderful fight, and they were wonderful to be there and compete with, but we've got a very nimble, quick car, and they were heroes to drive those.
Now tell me about this car. It's a Porsche 911.
Yeah.
All cars had to be 1968 or earlier.
That's right.
Did you modify this very much?
Yes, very modified car.
In what way?
The whole body has to be strengthened. We were allowed to increase the capacity of the engine.
Right.
We were allowed to forward date 5 years from that manufacturing date. And so it's really a very special little car.
Now, you competed in, there have been 3 since the first marathon.
That's right.
In 68. You were in the 77 one.
Yes.
Having done it twice now, would you do it again?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's not something you want to do every year. It's a special occasion.
Right.
And certainly you would make the effort to do it if possible.
Now, just quickly, there is no prize money.
It comes as a bit of a surprise, doesn't it? If people can't believe you go out for no prize money, but that's the name of this level of this particular sport.
Yeah.
Money is not what you go for.
Well, congratulations to both of you. Thank you for getting up early after such a long journey from the other side of the world to talk to us. Good to have you both on the show.
It's very nice to have been here.
Back to you, Liz.
Thank you.